What I'm going to talk about today, first a very short introduction about DSM, about Vitality at DSM, that's a corporate health system we are using at DSM, and how we developed from that our corporate health system that we actually sell as a service to other companies, which is called Global Personal Nutrition System, or GPNS. I will tell you something about GPNS and the results till now. Just about DSM, we just have a new mission statement, and this explains a little bit in what way we look at people. Our purpose is to create brighter lives for people today and in the generations to come. One of the aspects of that is also that not only the economic performance, but also the environmental and social responsibility is an important part. As you can see here, DSM is, for instance, one of the largest or the largest vitamin producer in the world. So, for instance, talking about your presentation, John, I think we are the largest producer of riboflavin, but I'm not very sure. We are currently focusing on the growth in several areas. One is health and wellness. And global health management at DSM is quite important. We started, of course, as a lot of companies in the primary care of it, just looking at absenteeism, for instance, and first aid, medical treatment at the sites. Later on, we focused very much, like other large chemical companies, on safety and health at the workplace. But nowadays, we look far more often and in a more integral way at health promotion, also at work. So then you can really think about what you can do for your employees to have them a better idea about their health and how you can help them improve that if they want. So I'm talking here about Vitality at DSM. That's our corporate program that we will enroll in at first at DSM in the Netherlands. And in 5 years' time, everyone in the world that is working at DSM will be a part of this program. The idea about it is that we will create a culture of health, so a sustainable culture of health within our company, with the idea that the engagement of the employees and also, of course, the position as DSM as an employer is better respected. In this Vitality at DSM, we do not only focus on nutrition. We also look at, for instance, activity or movement and recovery and mindset. It depends a little bit on which area of the world you are or what aspect is more important. If you, for instance, look at Europe or at the Netherlands, people often have more problems with stress associated with their work than with nutrition and their BMI, etc. While, for instance, in the United States, often BMI is a harder risk for them, and more people do want to solve something on that side. How do we do it? We offer our employees the possibility to have an assessment at the work site, so biometric assessments, so really measuring weight, height, the waist circumstances, and of course some measurements like blood pressure and also LDL and HDL. After that, the results, and of course, next to that, we have a quite large questionnaire in which lifestyle is looked at, and the combination of those two will also, like in your case, but then in another way, the combination will show in which area there can be health risks. That will be discussed together with the coach. And we offer our employees the possibility to have coaching in a further way to work on on an aspect that is important for the employee. That was the start of our own corporate system. And we developed from that, we developed our global personal nutrition system, which is a comprehensive nutrition-based health and wellness program that engages and empowers employees to make simple dietary and lifestyle changes that can significantly improve their health. So think of small changes that actually, in the long run, will help them to stay or become more healthy. It's an international, as we are an international company, we have an international program in which the cultural aspects about meal planning, etc., are quite difficult, but we already discussed a little bit. But it's multilingual and it's workplace-based, so we try to do that all in the workplace, or from out of the workplace. Our main market is the USA. And as Rick already discussed a little bit, in the United States, especially large employers, but employees in general, are by far more responsible for the costs that employees make on the health aspect. In Europe, it's in another way arranged, but in the United States, if somebody gets ill, also, for instance, a large part of the hospital cost is on the account of the employer in some way. So it's for employers in the United States in which the healthcare costs rise and rise in a very steep way. Very important to have programs in place where they hope they can slow down the cost involved. As you can see from the USA CEO, healthcare costs are a very large concern. And there are several, as you can see here, for instance, it's a little bit small, I'm sorry. But there are several studies done to see how, in what way programs like ours can return on investment. For $1, you get $3 to $7 back if you do it in the right way. Now, of course, obesity in the United States, it's quite well known that it's growing in a severe way. And as you can see here, behavior and also the social environment are a large part of what will determine the health in the end. That's a little bit what I want to, the talks that I did here today, I understand, a lot of you are scientists, but I hear a lot of kind of marketing push. You are all very well involved in your enthusiasm, in your knowledge, but behavior is such a difficult thing to change. So I would like to how do you say, express that is a very important part of always look at that, always think about what indeed the consumer will do. Because Ben, you are not the typical consumer, I suppose, meneer Van Ommen. Okay. GPNS. GPNS is that we start with an assessment. Again, it's about the same as I already discussed about vitality at DSM. So an assessment, biometric assessment, and questionnaire, a health questionnaire, health risk questionnaire. Together with a coach, goals can be set for a certain individual. This is all based on completely privateness of and security of the information. Otherwise, nobody will do this, of course, at their employee. The employer only can see group information and not at all the individual information. With coaches, individual advices on several aspects. It is too easy to look only at nutrition when you really want to change a person's wellness. Often, of course, activity is an issue that can't be neglected. And through a protocol that we set, a certain, for instance, weight management is of course one of the most important goals for people. A certain protocol will let them through to their own personal goal. And in this is not only looking at the nutritional part, but also at the behavioral part of a person. So what is motivating that person? Not so much from, just eat that. That's good for you. Just some pictures. Yeah, you should know the person over there who's been his waist. He's one of our board members. Of course, a lot of fruit on the floor. And in the United States, it's not very common. People often go to the work with a car and go back with their car and walking around there. If I have to walk from, this is near the office, if I have to walk from my hotel, which is just 10 minutes away, to the office, it's just I just have to walk on the road. It's different. And we do a lot of social motivational things with departments, contests. We even do in the plants weighting on very large scales with all the people together. Now, this is a lot of information. That's not my preference, but the GPNS program elements, like I already told, it's a biometric screening. And it's a health assessment. The health assessment is it's all web-based except for the biometric screening. If a person set their goals, a nutrition assessment can be done if that is an aspect of their goal. And we have a wellness portal in which they can track their progress, and that has also access from their coach. So the coach, and it's a she, and the person involved can both see what is happening there. We have email coaching and we have telephonic coaching, so we can make online meetings available. Challenges are there to motivate, and because that's one of the things. You can start such a program, but you need to keep people motivated to really feel that their goal is that they're progressing their goal. This is just a picture of our wellness portal. You can see that, for instance, the goals can be set there, but in the middle of it, the several biometric values are there. Weight can be entered themselves, so that's self-reported. Just some figures about the results. This is not, these are not scientific figures. It's just a group of 166 people with a participation of about what is it? 74% that use this system. That's a high number. We did, to start, we did also a survey looking at what part of the people is actually interested in changing their behavior to feel better or to be more healthy. And it is, like already in the earlier talk was discussed, it's about a half of the people is just not interested. Because one part of that is just healthy enough. They think they are healthy and they are not interested. And there is a large part that just do not want to know. For instance, the person that was on in the picture, the large one, he just doesn't want to know how healthy or unhealthy he is. Now we have other targets, but just a general slide about what kind of health measures improvements we did have. Now, it is not. They are not very large. There's not a very large progress, but you can see that in all these aspects of BMI, the blood pressure, and the HDL value, we were able to get better values on average, at the end. So that's something. And the BMI was in that case even significantly improved. Yeah, it is just giving you trends, but it's really something because it's not that easy. As you can see here, the body fat percentage and the waist, the weight, and the BMI. The red line was the baseline, so in 2009, and the blue line is, in this case, 2010. Here the colors are completely just the opposite, so be aware. The blood pressure risk, it's typically something that can, with good coaching, you can really reduce that. And we were able to do that quite well in our group. This is also a nice one. It really depends, not everybody is using the system. Like one of the first pictures about results, about 70% logs in once, but about 50% use the system several times. And you should have those ones that really get connected with the program, and the ones that log in often, they have a better chance of succeeding their goals. And the same counts for the more often it is, of course, a little bit what's the chicken and what's the egg. I don't know whether that's an English verb, but people that do have coaching sessions are, of course, more motivated, and they meet their goals more often. A nice thing is also that we did some surveys on looking at what way they are actually looking at DSM by having this program. And you can see here that, that they think that this program really, their nutritional knowledge was improved, their behavior knowledge, and also their self-improved knowledge. So that's also nice to know. And for DSM as an employer, the value of the program was high in such a way that more than 90% of the people that could participate thought it was a very important or an important aspect for DSM as an employer. And 76% thought it was a better place to work. Just to wrap up, occupational health and health work are important for DSM. We use DSM Vitality for our own company. GPNS is a service that we sell to other companies, and this has till now quite good results in participation, improvement of health measures, and the engagement of the employees. Thank you.